everyone! Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me today. It means the world to me if you've clicked on my video and shown support. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I'm Em and welcome to Makeupry. Alright, today's video is just a good old-fashioned get ready with me. Today we're going to take a second look at the I Love Lucy palette because I had only used a few of these eyeshadows in the very first video that I did, and part of that was because I really wanted to just get that video up and just kind of give more of first impressions and just kind of show off the products as opposed to do like a full comprehensive review. I'm not going to do a full comprehensive review, that's not the point of this video, but I do want to do like a second glance, second look. As you can tell, my face looks a little red, especially around my eyes. No, I have not been smoking a little something something. I've had an allergic reaction to something. I don't know what it was, but I woke up one morning, my eyes were completely puffy and swollen. I had this scaly rash around my eyes and it's not my typical eczema, so I was like, oh my goodness, when will my poor skin let up? So today I'm not going to go super heavy on some of the makeup because I just feel like that could irritate it. I am still doing a kind of full face because what can I say? I'm going to start off by moisturizing my face. I'm going to use my Clinique Dramatically Different moisturizing lotion. I have been using this for, as you can tell, some time. However, I just can't get over the smell. It has this weird, like, diesel engine smell to me. Vroom vroom. But I really like the texture. I bought this to try out and then maybe put in my kit, but because of the smell, I don't think I'm going to put it in my kit after all, because some people might not like it. Today I want to go really hydrated and kind of just simple makeup. I am going to do a primer. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I've only used this once or twice before, and it's kind of an interesting product. I'm not sure yet if I'm sold on it because, well, I don't know. I'm just not sure yet. I know a lot of people love this product, but I'm not sure if I'm one of them. I am going to use quite a bit around my eyes just to kind of help with some of that texture. Alright, I'll let that set. I'm going to try it with a little bit of powder over the top. Yes, I'm using my fingers. By the way, I did a full face using just my fingers. I did this whole challenge thing, so if you're interested in that. I like using my fingers for some things, and sometimes using your fingers for powder is just a nice way to not have this powdery look to your face. A brush and sponges can really pack on product, and that's where you can come out with some weird textures. Alright, moving forward. I'm tempted to not wear foundation today, but I kind of want to. I have an errand to run and I have to, you know, wear my mask. So I'm like, do I even want to? But hello. The upper part of my face is what needs the most correction. I wish like it were in reverse because at least I could hide my mouth. Okay, let's just do concealer. I'm going to just do a little bit of concealer and see how I think or how I feel about it. I'm going to use a flat brush and I'm going in with my Maybelline GRWM Dark Circle. This stuff is such a great product. I love this. I'm going to take a little bit of that under the eyes. I'm not going to go super heavy because my eyes are really sensitive today, but just enough to kind of disguise some of that redness. Ouch. Oh, that's kind of tender. I'm kind of regretting this. Tap it in with my finger. The only thing I don't like about wearing just under eye concealer with my face is that I have a lot of pink to my cheeks and a lot of freckling, so I really have to work to blend in this concealer kind of all across my upper cheeks. Otherwise it just looks really obvious that I'm wearing concealer. You see all these makeup artists or people on YouTube applying just concealer and that's it, and you're like, that's fine and dandy for you because you've got amazing perfect skin. Or you've just got this skin that just is flat and no extra color to it. Me, I got pigment to my face, so I can't do that. For me, I just have to work a little bit harder to conceal. You don't want it to look so obvious that you're wearing makeup. At least this kind of makeup, where you're trying to conceal the fact that you didn't get sleep, that you've had allergic reactions, that you just don't have perfect skin, you know? But we can fake it. Use my finger. So this is actually the first video I've filmed in a few days since my allergic reaction. I had this whole calendar of videos ready to be filmed, and I just haven't filmed recently enough for me to get them done. I have a few videos pre-filmed that I need to edit, but nothing that is actually me doing like this kind of thing where I'm applying makeup. I'm gonna have texture on my eyes, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm just going to deal. I'll look a little older than I am. I don't care. Not that anyone's gonna see my nose, but just for me. Alright, I like how this is looking. This is just kind of a simple look today, nothing too obscenely crazy. So skipping foundation, I'm going to take just a touch of powder across the lid, the slightest amount underneath. Usually I don't use a fluffy brush for this, but I just don't care. I have one of those I give no F's mood right now. Because I have not been feeling well, you guys. The reason why I haven't been filming and I've fallen behind on my calendar is because I had a flare-up of something called dysautonomia. Dysautonomia is where the automatic or autonomic nervous system doesn't function properly. So this is the part of your body that's responsible for things you're not thinking about. You know, like your heartbeat, your breathing, digestion, blood pressure, all of these vital, important things in your body. And sadly, I have some medical issues that have caused dysautonomia. I don't know what those issues are specifically. They're related to potential autoimmune disorders, but we just don't know what I have yet. Anyway, I have dysautonomia. I get these weird lightheadedness, fatigue, almost syncope spells, but I actually had an issue over the weekend where I passed out. I passed out in my kitchen, and I woke up on kind of sitting on the floor because I remember sitting down because I was just so tired I couldn't move. And then I woke up, and I don't know how long I was there. It was pretty scary because it happened late at night. And when these spells come on, they're so sudden because what happens is I get this weird tingling sensation in my arms, and then everything starts feeling like dead weight. Like I can barely hold my body up because it just feels dead. Like, you know when your foot falls asleep or your leg falls asleep and it just feels like this random limb and extra weight that you're carrying around? That's how my body feels when these things happen. And then my heart either starts to race really fast or it just goes really slow. And most of the time my heart goes slowly, so my pulse will go down to the 40s and my blood pressure drops. I have had about a week's worth of dysautonomic dysfunction where I've had fainting spells and this lightheadedness, digestion problems up the wall like you wouldn't believe. And then I went to the doctor a couple days ago to get labs and all this stuff drawn, and you know, when I first went in, you know, they do the vitals, and my pulse was 70 something and my blood pressure was a little low for me. It was like 100 something. Usually my blood pressure is about 112 over 72. That day it was like 107 over like 70, which a little low for me, not horrible. Within 3 minutes, however, all of a sudden I had this lightheadedness, dizzy spell happen, and the doctor thought to take another vitals test, and my blood pressure dropped to 90 something over 40, 48 or something like that, and my pulse was down in the 50s, whereas it had been in the 70s, which was weird because at the time I was just like, my heart was felt like this in the 70s, which for normal people that's just doesn't feel any weird, but for me it's like, ugh, my heart's beating out of my chest. So she caught that, so we're doing some other blood work just to kind of get an idea of what's going on. So anyway, all that to say, just to kind of explain what's been going on with me and why my videos haven't been as frequent as they were a few weeks ago. Alright, I'm going to dip into a brand new product. I got this in my Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. This is the $1 Billion brow butter called Taupe. So I'm hoping this will be a great dupe for the ABH one, because I am not buying the ABH one. I'm not buying any ABH products until I know that they've remedied their serious lack of inclusion and respect for people of color. Alright, let's do this. That is actually the perfect shade. Yay! The one I have from ABH is too red because I bought it when I had red hair. Okay, so I had to stop filming because my battery died, and like a dummy, I forgot to charge my backups. So I was completely out of battery juice. So my makeup has since kind of settled in because it's been like 45 minutes or so, but brows are done. Let's move on. Got cat hair on my face. Eye primer. Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I don't know what I'm talking about. What you talking about, Willis? I don't know. Okie dokie. That is a nice good base. Let's dive back into this palette. I am pretty stoked. I still love this thing. I love the color story. I don't know. It feels inspiring to me. So the last video I did, I used these blues with a little bit of the pink and a little bit of these browns. So I kind of did this triangle through here and I just got blue on my finger. I'm going to focus on this quad right here and use just these colors. They're brighter, they're a little bit more colorful, but I can still create a fairly neutral look with those. So to start, I'm going to take that pink shade, the Ricardo Rosé, this one, into the crease. It's a really nice soft pink. I like that it's not a hot pink. You just see how effortlessly that blended. It's a beautiful shade. I really like it. I decided I wanted to use this warmer pink shade in the crease because, I don't know, it just warms up the eyes. I'm going to take this lavender shade next and a flat shading brush. Now this is pretty light. It's pastel, but it builds up really nicely. So next to that pink shade, it actually makes that pink look a little bit more orange, which is great because these are complementary colors. So it will create a little bit more of kind of a sunrise vibe. And I'm only using that really in the center of the lid and then slightly in this outer corner too. I'm not taking it into the inner lid. Sorry, that wasn't in focus. So I'm taking this lavender shade, which is called Lucy's Lilac. I'm only using this mostly in the center of the lid and then kind of outward to this outer edge. I'm not taking it into this inner tear duct because it's a little too dark for what I want. Got a little bit of fallout, which is no big deal. Brush it away. I really like just the softness of this look, and I'm just going to use this larger brush to just kind of soften these two shades together a little bit. I don't want a line of demarcation. I want it to just softly blend into each other. And because I have a little bit of texture, dry skin, it's not going to blend as prettily in this outer corner. So I'm just going to take this really large fluffy brush and just kind of pat some more of that color on top, just to kind of into that pink to make it a little bit more, you know, blended. I'm going to go into the Murtsy Mauve, which is this deeper plum shade. I'm going to use the same flat shader brush that I used before, dip into that. I'm going to prop my elbow up on my desk. I'm going to turn my brush sideways here, and I'm going to use that to just add this plum here in this outer corner, but I'm changing the angle of the brush to lay flat against the lid because I want to be able to brush this down towards the lash line as opposed to brushing it up towards the crease. This will keep the eyes from looking too closed off, and it will help blend into this bottom lash line. It's easier on the left eye than it is the right one because you have to kind of do this weird flipping motion like whoop. Anyway, and using this darker shade here over the top of my texture is going to help minimize it a little bit. I am going to go into a different product to add some shimmer to bring focus away from that outer edge and texture on my eyes. Kind of look back at the handiwork. Alright, let's blend. Soften that edge up. I'm really liking how this looks. I think it looks really pretty. I'm going to wipe off my fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the cream color, which is called McGillicuddy Roots. If you didn't know, that was Lucy's maiden name in the I Love Lucy show. Just use that to soften up that pink a little bit. These blend like a dream, I have to tell you that. All these matte shades are beautiful. I'm really glad that I bought this palette. I've brought this darker purple out into like a point here. This is elongating my eye shape because I have rounder eyes that are kind of deeper set and smaller. So this kind of helps bring them out. Let's soften these edges just a tad bit more. They're not going to be perfect because unfortunately this texture is holding on to some of the shadow and that deeper pigment is just kind of sticking. So since the only eyeshadow in this palette that's shimmering in any way is this light blue, it's not even really shimmery, it's more of a satin. I'm going to take a completely different eyeshadow, and this is called Haze. It's a Super Shock eyeshadow from ColourPop. This one is almost a baby pink base, but it has this iridescent shift where it has this purple iridescence to it. So I'm going to use this in this inner tear duct and inner corner of the eye. And I'm using my finger to apply it because I don't like how brushes apply this eyeshadow. I just think it just doesn't do the best job. And then I'm going to start blending it onto the lilac a little bit using a clean finger. You see, it just adds a little bit of light. Having some shimmer here in this inner corner just adds a little bit of dimension that you can't really get with mattes. Especially if you have really small or close eyes that are closer together. Like if you add a little bit of shimmer to your inner tear duct and you make sure your eyebrows are spaced far enough apart, then your eyes don't look as closed off and close together. Alright, so for eyeliner, I'm taking my Buxom. Here's my number. It's a deep brown. I'm just going to smudge a little bit against this upper lash line and really getting into those lashes because I don't want a really thick line. I want this purple to do most of the talking, but I just need to anchor a little bit of depth around the lashes here. And I'm not even going to take it into that inner corner. I'm only going about 3/4 of the way in. And I'm just kind of tapping it on. And I'm going to pull it out just a tad in this outer corner. And my trick, if you can't get the perfect line using a pencil liner, is just to take a small flat brush, a liner brush of sorts, and just use that to smudge it out. And if you use a brown eyeshadow with this, then it really locks it in place, but I'm not going to do that today. Alright, and now for some mascara. I'm going to go into that deeper purpley color and just take a small brush and just smudge a little bit of that brown, or that plum there on this outer third. Look what I just did. Really, really. Now on to the face. I'm going to just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, as they say. I'm really excited because half of my Sydney Grace order came in from the Christmas in July sale. So I'm going to use this Candied Peach highlighter because it is pigmented enough with some peachy tones. It's going to act like a dual highlighter and blush. Holy smokes. Wow, that is bold and gold. Are you seeing that? Even from afar, pow. And normally I don't like highlights that do that because it could be really just overkill. This might change my mind. Because it looks very peach when I swatched it, but oh my goodness. So I have a lot of peach to my skin and pink tones in my natural skin anyway, and I didn't, wear a foundation today. So I guess that peach is just kind of blending in. But see, it's kind of looking a little too dark there, so I'm going to blend it down. If you have natural pigmentation, like rosacea or something, you could use a highlighter like this to really play it up so you're not having to hide it all. And kapow. I am really enjoying this. Whew. I'm going to take a Jewel Smith Beauty lip gloss. This has been sitting in my drawer for a while unopened, and I don't know why, but I am going to use it today. And holy smokes, that is also really pretty. And it's really thick, but the kind of thick that just kind of stays on your lips and hydrates them. It's just thick, but in that juicy, moisturized kind of way. And it adds just enough pigment that, obviously no one's going to see this under my mask, but oh, it feels so nice. And it's got this beautiful gold luster to it, which is perfect for like tying everything together. It just kind of brings everything together, and I'm really liking my makeup today. When makeup just makes you feel better even when you feel like crap, then you've done something right. That's what makeup does for me. Some days I just don't feel well enough to even sit here at my makeup desk and dip into makeup and play with it, which is so sad because I have so much makeup and so many colors that I love, and makeup brings me so much joy. So I'm glad I sat down and did my makeup today because I'm really enjoying this look. It just peps me up, and purples and me are just like, purple's my favorite color, and having that on the lids with kind of this summery vibe going on everywhere else, just, oh, look at that. Sydney Grace, girl, where have you been my whole life? So I hope this video was enjoyable for you. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Let me know if you would like to see another swatching video or maybe another live, because the live was so much fun. Thank you all for joining me on my very first YouTube live ever. And let me know if you would like to see the Sydney Grace collection, everything that I bought swatched in a live stream, because that would be so much fun. Actually, I think I'm just going to do it anyway. Please be sure to click that subscribe button if you like what you see today, and give me a like as well. Leave me a comment to let YouTube system know to keep showing my video, because my goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Do you think I can get there? I hope so. So please do me a favor and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. That would mean the world to me. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing my video, and thank you for being so amazing and supportive. I love you all, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay everything, all the above. So anyway, stay electric everyone, and I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye-bye.